Breaking news out of Illinois. The Department of Homeland Security says federal ICE agents were boxed in by as many as 10 vehicles during an operation in a Chicago suburb.
And this is just the beginning. Tonight's just the beginning. And we're going to roll on and on. We are going to turn and burn, Governor. We're going from this one to the next, to the next, to the next, until they quit or are all deported and go home. And as far as him, he can either get on board or watch from the sidelines.
Christina Coleman, she has the latest on this morning's attack on law enforcement in Illinois. Christina.
Hi, John. DHS Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin says law enforcement officers were boxed in by 10 cars this morning in Broadview, Illinois, the very same area where anti-ICE crowds have been gathering for days. She said, quote, agents were unable to move their vehicle and exited the car. One of the drivers who rammed the law enforcement vehicle was armed with a semi-automatic weapon. She says law enforcement fired defensive shots at an armed U.S. citizen who drove herself to the hospital to get care for wounds. McLaughlin also said that...
Guys, this is insane. This is the United States. This morning, Broadview, Illinois, federal agents boxed in by 10 vehicles, attacked by an armed leftist, forced to open fire to save their lives. The same radicals who've been protesting ICE just escalated this into open warfare on law enforcement. And now President Trump is sending in the National Guard. I hope he sends in SEAL Team Delta 9. I want warthogs. And Chicago, Illinois is now a battlefield. Whether the Illinois governor likes it or not, folks, this is no longer just protesting. This is organized resistance to federal authority. And the left is closing and losing control of their cities. I want to be very clear. The left and the Illinois governor are already screaming that Trump's actions are outrageous, un-American. What do you think about this when law enforcement is actually attacked, ambushed? This is guerrilla warfare. This is something the Taliban, the ham sandwiches would do. Right here, America's homeland, the Windy City. Pritzker says there's no need for troops and that it's all federal overreach. Leave your comment down below. What do you think about this? If you've got family in law enforcement, if you've got family in the military, buckle up. This is a strong one.
The armed woman was named in a CBP intelligence bulletin last week for doxing agents and posting online, hey, to all my gang, let's F them up. Don't let them take anyone. Very disturbing. Things got violent outside of the ICE facility in Broadview, Illinois, again early yesterday morning. Take a look at that, with anti-ICE protesters clashing with law enforcement. Approximately 250 anti-ICE protesters gathered there. Federal agents fired pepper balls and tear gas to try and break up the crowd, blocking federal operations. Today, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker put out a statement saying the Trump administration intends to federalize 300 members of the Illinois National Guard in the coming hours. Pritzker said, quote, this morning, the Trump administration's Department of War gave me an ultimatum. Call up your troops or we will. It is absolutely outrageous and un-American to demand a governor send military troops within our own borders and against our will. Pritzker maintains that there's no need for military troops on the ground in Illinois, and he says he will not call up the National Guard. Meantime, in Portland, another city with ongoing violence outside of an...
So we got Chicago, we got Portland, we had Los Angeles. You know it's going to kick off in New York City. They're about to elect a Democrat socialist mayor. What in the hell is going on in the United States right now? And I never realized how many people hated America until we started deporting people that shouldn't be in America. I never realized how many people hated Charlie Kirk, hated Christians, until Charlie Kirk was killed. I never realized how many people hated conservatives until Donald Trump was reelected. Leave a comment down below. I'm starting to realize where I'm at on the timeline. And I'm telling you, we are in the FO stages of FA and FO. I say SEAL Team Delta 9, Green Berets, paratroopers, 101st Airborne, SEAL Team. I want them all. Hell, I say put an aircraft carrier in the river in Chicago.
An ICE facility, a fistfight broke out between an ICE supporter and anti-ICE protester. Now, you could see there in that video that was a conservative influencer who had been arrested.
Okay, we are cooked. Yep, we are absolutely cooked.
Going violence there. Now, federal authorities say local politics is impacting police involvement. Take a listen.
Unfortunately, local police has been restricted from responding or cooperating at all with federal authorities, which is completely absurd.
Also last night, Portland police say they arrested 2 men who refused to get out of the street and engaged in aggressive behavior toward each other during the protests. Again, just some of the ongoing violence in that area, John. Very, very disturbing.
Yeah.
This is disturbing as hell to see this unfold right here in the United States. Governor Pritzker says there's no need for troops. This is all federal overreach. The activist crowd, the anti-ICE mobs, they're painting this morning's attack as some kind of protest that got out of hand. You know what? Part of me actually agrees with that. No one wants to see military troops patrolling American streets. That's not who we are. But every conservative I know believes in local control and wants states to handle their own business. That's the ideal situation. But it doesn't seem like Oregon. It doesn't seem like Illinois. It doesn't seem like California. It doesn't seem like Memphis wants to do that. And here's the problem. Illinois isn't handling this business. They're not handling it. They're letting law enforcement officers get attacked. They were boxed in, ambushed by armed radicals, a woman. And local police have been ordered to stand down and not help federal agents. That's not bad policy. That's dangerous. DHS officials are calling this completely absurd, and they are right. When local politicians tie the hands of police and look the other way while mobs dox and threaten federal officers online.
Back to Broadview now, where village officials sent a strong message to the feds this week. They do not want ICE operating its detention center in their town.
Now the Broadview police chief says ICE agents are draining the resources of his department and the community by making false 911 calls. And what you are about to see is one of them.
So they're blaming ICE for making false 911 calls. Okay, let's check this out.
Dave Savini investigates.
The gate in question is where ICE takes detained immigrants for processing.
What's up, guys?
Hey, what's up?
Not much.
How are you?
Good. We got a call of subjects trying to climb over the fence or something.
No, not since we've been here.
But when police arrive, all they find is 2 people and a camera. Okay. Our CBS photographer filming the exterior of the building. The 911 call claiming someone was tampering with the gate came from an ICE agent. According to this incident report.
Of course it did. Yeah, of course it did. CNN, CBS. Of course it did. It would have never come from some, criminal psychopath. No, not at all. You don't want to do that, right?
Of Homeland Security says ICE agents were targeted in several vehicle attacks yesterday. DHS shared these photos of ICE vehicles they say were damaged in those assaults. The agency says 2 undocumented immigrants tried to ram and injure officers in Bensenville and Norridge yesterday. Both suspects will remain in custody pending removal proceedings. And DHS released a statement which says in part, quote, "Thankfully, none of our law enforcement was killed because of these deranged criminal attacks on law enforcement. This is exactly what happens when Governor Pritzker, Mayor Johnson, and other sanctuary politicians demonize ICE and encourage illegal aliens to resist law."
What do you think here, guys? Is this prompted by Pritzker and Mayor Johnson? I believe it is. Let's check this one out. This is part of the call. Looks pretty peaceful Saturday afternoon in Chicago. Looks good, right? Here we got more. This is a neighborhood.
Oh, shit!
I don't know about you, But when these people start doing stuff like this to law enforcement, this gives Donald Trump even more, pardon the pun, ammunition to send in troops. These people are not acting like humane individuals. This is not humanity. This is absolute chaos. This is anarchy on the streets of Chicago. You see more of it here.